Hello and welcome. So today I wanted to do a review of the Thinx period underwear. I have a few different styles to talk about, and yeah, I've worn them for 2 menstrual cycles now, so I have a good experience for myself and I really put them to the test. I'm going to try and put as much detail into this video because I know when I was going to purchase these, I watched at least 3 hours worth of other people's reviews because they are quite expensive, so you want to know you're getting your money's worth. So I will be putting in a bit of detail, so it might be a long video and I do apologize. I will also at the end talk about how I managed to get $15 off, and also how, yeah, I had a situation where I tried to return them and yeah, it was just quite strange. But I do want to talk about the different styles first. So I'm going to start with the hip huggers, which is the first style I tried. Yeah, it's quite a nice pant. As you can see, it's got this little lacy part up the top, and yeah, I found it very comfortable. I went for a medium, so I sort of fell in between a small, medium, and I decided to go for a medium because I have a bit of a booty. So yeah, this is the style I went for, or the size that I went for. It was quite comfortable when I tried it on. It felt really nice. It sort of sat there comfortably. It wasn't like sort of like the cheeky, it wasn't like a small panty, like you could feel like it was there, but that was kind of good because it felt like I could trust it a little bit more. Like when it's sort of more like a flimsy panty, you're sort of like, you sure you're doing the job? So yeah, I really liked it. I'll turn it inside out so you can see the lining, hopefully. So at the top, so from here all the way down to here, so that length is where the special padding is that obviously absorbs the period blood. The thing about it is I thought it was going to be really bulky, and this was what my issue, or what I was most worried about, and also why I was worried about with buying like reusable pads, for example. But it is not bulky at all. It is very thin, and yeah, you don't even feel it on there, because my issue with the reusable pads is I was like, oh, are they going to blend to my body because will they sort of fit comfortably? But these are just like wearing normal underwear. I mean, they're a tiny bit thicker in like the slightest bit. You wouldn't even notice that it's a tiny bit thicker than like a normal underwear, but yeah, it was really comfortable and it didn't feel bulky down there at all. So one of the things that I was really wanting to test out about this is how does it work when it leaks, because I think this is a very important part of understanding a product, is actually really letting it leak and seeing what happens, so that then you don't have to panic when it happens again, because you know, sometimes it does happen. So what I did is I wore these for around, I think 14 to 16 hours. Like I wore them for a very long time because I really wanted to understand what was going to happen when these panties leak, or pants leak. They're not panties, these are more like underpants. So the way it did, so what I was worried about is, you know, when you wear a pad, this bit is plastic, so obviously it's never going to leak through the middle. But that was what I was worried about, because these are not plastic. I was like, oh my, if it leaks, it's just going to leak straight through the middle and it's just going to make a massive stain on my pants. No, when these leak, the way it leaks is through this seam. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's through the seam, and the seam is very good. It's nice and strong. It's not a flimsy seam. So when it leaked, the seam was actually able to manage my blood. It caught it quite well, and it did a very good job at not getting like really wet and letting it run everywhere. It was able to manage it quite well. So for me, I really liked them because they did a very good job. They're also very comfortable. They are designed that the back bit obviously goes up further, so when you're sleeping, it's very good. You can wear these and not have to worry about it. The one thing is they don't go like really far up the front, but I think it's also dependent on your body style or shape that would make a difference to that. So whether it was to leak at the front or not. So I think they would be fine for someone who also was a front leaker. But yeah, for me they worked out really, really well and I really enjoyed them. So this is the hip hugger style, as I said before. This is also the new style. So the company's redone their brand, or redone all their styles, and this is the new version of the hip hugger. This is the packaging it came in. Very nice packaging as well. It's like very simple and just sort of like quirky, and I really like it. So that was the hip hugger. That was the first one I tried, and yeah, I'm impressed. I liked it. The next one I then tried was this guy. Is that the way around there? This is the right way. So this is the one of the most expensive pair, and this is the high-waisted. It is very pretty on and also when looking at it. Like, as you can see, it's got this nice little, like, what is it, see-through part. It's, yeah, it's really nice style, and then the padding obviously is where it is needed. And I love these. Like, putting these on felt like I was just treating myself on my period. It was like my little luxury period accessory, and I really liked them. So they are very similar to the hip huggers in terms of how, sorry, I have to turn them inside out, but how far the pad goes. I'm pretty sure, I haven't measured exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's the same length from here to here. Maybe it's a little bit longer in these ones, but it's, yeah, very similar in a way. The seam is the same as well. So I tried these ones out the same way I tried out these to see how they leaked when they did leak. Same situation, it didn't leak through the front bit, which is what I was worried about. It only leaked through the seam, and the seam is nice and it managed it quite well. It's a thicker seam. It's not like a lace. So like a lace obviously is very thin, and this is like a thicker seam. So, but it's not like bulky thick. I don't know. It's nice because when it leaks, it doesn't leak in a bad way. Whereas these guys, I will talk about them in a minute, but they did. So I really enjoyed these ones. Very comfortable, very luxurious, and I look forward to my period now. Like, the moon cup was the first thing that changed the way I had related to getting my period, and then these Thinx have also done that as well. It just feels like I'm treating myself, that I really care about my body, and it just feels so comfortable, and I just love them. But what I'll also talk about is when you wash them, the great thing about these is that they dry very quickly. So say you don't have a full cycle set or whatever, you can just wash these really well with cold water, and you can rewear them within, like, I don't know, 8 to 12 hours or something like that. You could rewear them and they dry very quickly. This material in the middle is like seamless underwear material. It's very silky. It's like if you were to get a slip or something like that, it feels like that. It's like a very silky feeling. It's the same material obviously as the hip huggers, and yeah, I really liked these two. This one was also the high-waisted is also the new packaging and the new style. So there you go. The last one I tried was the Cheeky. Now this was the problem pair for me. However, these two are the two that you would wear on your heavy days. The company says that these are 2 tampons worth, so these are for your heavy days, whereas this one is only 1 tampon worth, so this is meant to be for your light days. So I wore this, and I wanted to obviously test out as well what it is, how it manages when it leaks. And when this leaks, it doesn't leak in a nice way because it is a lace that is the seam. This isn't very thick, so as soon as a bit of blood gets on it, it gets very wet. So very quickly this leaked. Also, if you can see in here, I'll turn it inside out, the lining only goes from this little bit down to here, so it's a much smaller lining. It isn't like these guys. You couldn't wear these at night unless it's your very last day or you're a very light bleeder, because if you run towards the back or towards the front, you have no protection with these ones like you do with these ones. So that was also one thing I didn't quite like, but the main issue was the lace and the fact that when it leaked, the lace got wet very quickly. Now, when I went back on their website just to talk about it for you guys today, I have seen that they have rechanged the Cheeky style so that the seam is the same as the hip hugger and the high-waisted. So because this is the old Cheeky, so if you can see, this is the old packaging. They sent me the old Cheeky, and now they've redone it, and when they've redone it, they've given it the same seam as the hip hugger and the high-waisted. So that for me would make a very big difference to this pair of underwear. Another thing, these are a lot like flimsier. Like these, you know, the hip hugger and the high waist are, especially the hip hugger, is a very sturdy pair of underwear. it's on you, it feels, you know, it feels very comfortable, but you know it's there. This is more like a little panty, like a normal panty that you'd probably have in your cupboard, and it's a lot more flimsy. In saying that, it is just meant to be for your light days. This would be great to pair with a menstrual cup. You could, yeah, or just to wear it on your light days. I did wear this on my last 2 days, or my last day, and it was great. It was great to wear for the last couple of days, because obviously I remember when I'd have my light days, you just put a tampon in there, but because it wasn't like a lot of blood, the tampon would just kind of feel like gross, and it wasn't nice, and you didn't want to wear a pad because then the pad was really bulky for like such a tiny amount of blood. And I mean, with the menstrual cup it's fine, but with this it is perfect for those last little bits on your last days where you just want some protection. This would be good, and I'm very happy that they've redesigned it so that this stupid lace isn't there, because yes, it's cute, but it's not practical. And these things, if you can make them cute and practical like you have done with the high-waisted, that's great. But the most important thing when it comes to underwear that's going to catch your period blood, you want practicality over anything else. So yeah, I have found the cheekies to be less effective, but they still do the job. So anyway, that is what I have to say about them. I also want to show you this is the packaging that I came in, that I've kept because I thought it was pretty. Oh, it doesn't want to focus, but this is the packaging. And yeah, what I will now tell you is how I did it to save money. So basically I used Femhead's code, which I will give you my code as well. I did try and contact them to ask them to give me a code that didn't benefit me, but they didn't quite understand, and I'm only a tiny YouTube channel, so they only let me use, they were just like, just use the friend code, which is, I will leave it there. So when you use it, you get $10 off, but it also gives me a credit of $10. And to be honest, I have enough period underwear. I might buy 1 or 2 just so I can tell you about the other styles. But yeah, I'm sorry, it benefits me as well. But it gives you $10 off, which I think is good. So what I would do is use my code. You can use any other code that you find, like Femhead has one, or whoever else you want to support them and give them that money. And what you use that code, and then what I suggest you do is you create an account with Thinx, because when you create an account, your first shipment is free, so then you save another $5, so that's $15 you save. If you're just going to go and buy like one pair, like for example you can just buy these, that makes this pair of underwear, the cheeky, only $15 for you. I mean, the high-waisted ones are one of the more expensive ones at $38, and I believe the hip huggers are $34. Sorry, the camera cut out. I think what I was saying at the end was something along the lines of like, the way you save $15 is by using my discount code or anyone else's discount code, also creating your own account so you get the $5 off. But anyway, to the story that I was going to tell you about when I returned things and their returning system is, I ordered 2 pairs of cheekies originally and 1 hip huggers. And when the hip huggers came, they fit perfectly, but the cheekies, because of the style they are, they were just a little loose on me, so I asked to return them and get 2 smalls. But what the company, I mean, I wasn't sure if I was even going to do it, but then I just decided to, because I was like, why not? But what happened is the company said, we'll keep the 2 cheekies, and here's the money's worth of the cheekies, so you can go buy the new ones if you want, or you can get a completely different style. And I was sort of like, oh wow, that's really lovely. And I was wondering why they did that, but I realized when I went on the website, they were having like a final sale on all their old style. So like I said before, the hip huggers and the high-waisty ones are the new style, whereas the cheekies is their old style. You can tell that by the packaging. So when I went on there to get the cheekies in the smalls, they had already sold out in the sale, and so then I went to get the new cheekies. But what happens is when you buy 3 pairs, you get 10% off. When you buy 5 pairs, you get 15%, and when you buy 7 pairs, you get 20% off. It's called like Build a Cycle on their website. So I'd bought 3, so I'd gotten 10% off. But then when they refunded me the money, they had given me only two cheekies worth of money minus 10%, so I couldn't actually just buy another pair of cheekies. And also the new style had gone up by like $1 or $2, so I was sort of like stuck in a bit of a weird position. And I was like, okay, well, I sort of decided to give up on the cheekies and I thought, well, I really loved these. They were really comfortable and they did an awesome job. So I was like, I'll get another pair of hip huggers. And then I thought, well, the high-waisted is something that I would wear and it looks really nice. So I decided to buy the high-waisted. So that then put me out of pocket again. But because I am who I am and I'm a little bit cheeky, I decided to create another account so I got free shipping again, and also so I could reuse Femhead's code again, but I sent it to another email address. I'm just a little bit sly there. So I got more money off, but because these were so much more expensive than what I had originally purchased, I then also had to pay $16 again. But basically, they were really good. The fact that they just gave me 2 pairs of underwear for free and sort of reimbursed me was really nice. Even, it was just, I just felt a little bit like, I was pretty annoyed when I was going through the website being like, well, I can't figure this out. But it was all good. And overall, I recommend this company. They are great. They have an awesome give back program. They give menstrual products to people in third world countries when you purchase their underwear, when you spend money with them. And I wasn't 100% sure on them because there has been so much hype about this company. Like, they had advertisement all over my Facebook that kept coming up, and then I found them on Instagram. They've got advertisements through like a whole like train station I saw recently. There's some of their posts, so I wasn't 100% sure that these were going to be legit or if they were just a load of hype. Just like, you know, those new products that people just seem to be coming out and there's loads of hype around them, but they're just not that good. And I have tried them out and I have to say that they are good, and it's not just hype. Like, they are really good product. They are a really good product, and yeah, they are a lot of money. However, you will get that money back because they are reusable. And in terms of because I was debating basically between getting Thinx or getting reusable pads, and I decided to go for the Thinx, and I don't think I will try reusable pads. These are so good and do such a good job, and they don't feel like I'm even wearing a pad. You know, you wouldn't even know that you were necessarily on your period, because it just feels like wearing normal underwear, and it's not a pad. And it's also, yeah, it's just so nice. It's like a luxury. I look forward to my period now thanks to Thinx. And yeah, anyway, this video has been a really long, and I'm so sorry, but I hope it's given you enough detail and has made you feel like you can trust in spending your money with this company. This is my personal opinion, of course, and I'm so sorry if you purchase these and you don't enjoy them, but they do have a good return policy, so you should be able to get your money back. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any comments whatsoever, please leave them down below. I will do my best to get back to everyone, and yeah, just let you know if I can, and hopefully I can reply to all the questions you have. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. See you later. Bye.